What up, what up, what up, what up, y'all? Top of the morning on this good old Friday. Friday. This good old Friday. What's going on, Dan? OC, I see y'all. Uh, you know how we do. Supposed to start at 2 p.m. Eastern, but we got to give people some time to pile up on in here, so y'all know the vibes.
Tuco, you were supposed to wake me up last night.
Oh, well, you wasn't gonna hear the fucking thing. My notifications be off. It's cool. I was busy.
I ended up knocking out during the test, and I woke up all late.
It's all good. It's all
But you
good.
didn't message me, so I
No,
didn't feel too bad.
yeah, no, I kept myself busy and occupied.
All right, good.
So hopefully we could get it figured out though, soon because we'll have on chain whales on next week on our Wednesday, their Thursday, and then after that, that will be all four marketplaces. So today is Radical X Exchange, and again, Wednesday will be NF fucking on chain whales, and then we'll probably give it a cool down, right, and circle back around and see if NFT Masters has any updates with their glitches or anything, and we'll see if they want to do a mint rate again, and then we'll just repeat it like that, X Mart, and do it like that. See if it all helps. You feel me? You feel me?
Yep. Putting my vacation right now. You going to Miami?
Am I going to Miami for what? What's happening in Miami?
All these projects are gonna be over there.
Are
Uh,
you gonna flood me out?
I won't fly you out. I'm flying myself out. I can barely fly myself out.
Well, then I ain't going. I can't go nowhere because I can't even flood myself out nowhere either.
It's only like $200 a ticket round trip.
Yeah, $200 that I don't got.
You can save. You can save. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Mhm.
Then there's the room. The alcohol is the problem. That's the problem. I hate vacation mode.
Mhm. I heard that. Heard it that. Um. It's Friday. I thought it was Saturday. That's how like I've been all tucked away like
Oh,
in my own
Friday,
world, like
Friday, Friday.
taking care of this shit that I needed to take care of. It's slowly getting there though. Man, where is everybody?
It's Friday. Everybody
I
doing
know.
their thing.
I know, and I told Dan, I said, give me a couple days to promo it out, get the word out.
So that's what I've been like trying to test is exactly when
He sprung it on
there's
me.
more
I'm telling
people
you,
online.
I know how to, I know how to work my crowd. You got to give them a few days, let them see it, let the word get out a bit more, like all of that. That's why I dropped the cookouts, right? Well, the cookouts help too because they're the sponsored giveaways, but yeah, that's why I do the cookouts. I release them on Friday and then let them spin around for 2 days. So we shall see because Fridays I don't usually have a scheduled call. Shit, I'm hot. I need to take my hoodie off. Give me a second, guys. All right, all right. XRP is doing something. XRP is doing something. Did some news come out or something?
Is it?
Yeah, it's got a big ass green candle on the hour chart. It's at 50. It's at 50.71.
No, it's just a couple percent.
You know, it popped that resistance. So it had been bouncing.
Solo's up.
Blech, blech. Oh, you didn't even. I was in a call last night.
Oh, I saw you in that. What was that about?
Other other sides of the community questioning what is really going on over there with that place.
So it wasn't like I guess our crowd of the
No,
Xrpl.
and then they're questioning things, and their eyebrows are raised, like what's really going on, why this, why that.
They've been
So
absent for a minute, huh?
who,
Like,
I don't know
oh,
because
that's right, you're
I'm
blocked.
fucking blocked, so I can't even, I don't know, I have
What kind of
no.
questions were they asking, or
So
is it
they
like
had people coming up, and they were going over things that they found and were questioning, and then some people came up who were obviously for that community, and then you remember Colin Coin Holder. So he was up. Oh, apparently he works for them now. So he started working for them last week. He got a job now. So he was up there saying, yeah, whatever you guys question, me know because I work for them now and this and that. And he said some things that, like, that's because I was in there listening first, and then he said some things. I forgot what he said specifically, but it got me to be like, "Ooh, okay, that right there." Oh, he said, Solo has a Dex, and Solo has this, and Solo has that. So I hit the request button, and they pulled me up, and I said, first of all, let's make this very clear. Solo doesn't have a DEX. The XRP Ledger has a DEX, and any marketplace that is saying that they're a DEX is just a window to the native DEX that is built on the ledger. They didn't create that. They didn't make it themselves. Like, they just created the user interface.
right?
So, and then I went off on, and then another thing, and then this, and then that. And then they were like, "Oh wow, Two Gold is really bringing up some things that we haven't even looked at or thought about, and they're actually, they're very good points and very good concerns and da 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 da." And then I said, "What kind of company owner doxes their clients and users and this and that, because they've done that, what they harass their community, they harass people for asking real questions, which leads to their community doing the same thing, because obviously they're following their leaders example, so they think it's okay to act in that matter, and I get attacked all the time for this and that, whatever." So, and then it showed for itself. Some solo people had came up and got on the mic, and then they're like, "So, and Two Code, you need to stop playing victim, and he is this and that." When the very first thing that came out of somebody's mouth, the dude whose account was hosting it, Alter Ego, he said, "Let's get to Two Code and see what he has to talk about." And actually, Colin did correct and said, Two Code is a female, and so it's you and the solo people, y'all know this. We already went through this. So it's the same solo people. Oh, he this and he that. I'm like, see, you see what I'm talking about? Because we made it specifically clear when I got on the mic that I am a female. But you see what I'm talking about? Like, attacking people. This is what their community does when you ask real questions. So whatever. But it was an interesting call just to hear different community bringing up questionable things, and they even brought up some points that we haven't even like dove into, right? They said solo Solo is something about their charity. Oh, Solo is a non-profit organization or something like that, and it's charitable or some, and like that's not correct.
Oh, like they're pretty much asking, or not asking, but taking donations and stuff like that.
Well, whatever it is that they're doing, wherever it's worded, I think it's on the website somewhere or something. It's worded that they're like a charity in a sense or a nonprofit organization, when that is obviously 100% a lie, right?
Well, I do know they do have two entities. One which I do recall them saying it's not profit, and then one is a business. I'm not too sure exactly what entity is what, but I do think they do have two entities.
Mm, well, it's still rather questionable. Everything they got going on is questionable. And then I said, "How long have they been fucking building their credit card?" And then somebody was like, 4 years. I was like, but they keep, like, employees keep posting pictures because I'm blocked from their page, but I see retweets of people, and I've seen this fucking quote supposed to be solo credit card, but I guess only employees get to promo it and show it off and entice everybody that it's coming, it's coming, it's coming soon. So those were and yeah, they brought up a lot of things. So it was a pretty cool call. Shit, I'm hot as fuck in my house. Um, all right, y'all. It is 11:05. It does take a bit of time for some people to start rolling in here. So if you guys haven't already, if you guys could retweet the room out, let everybody know we are up in here. We're gonna get started with the mint raid here shortly, right? But before we do, where is, oh, right here. Before we do that, you already know how we do. We kind of like to set the room, get it situated, and set the mood for sitting in here learning some things, right? So with that being said, I'm gonna play some vibes for us, right? If you guys don't know, Lemmy made a DP Monks song, right? Which DP Monks is the how do I say it? Is the business. DP Monks is the founder of Radical X Exchange. Radical X Exchange is underneath the entity of DP Monks Finance, which is the Radical X Exchange is
Do
a
you want me to take over?
yeah, it's a
You
marketplace.
couldn't
Yeah,
kill it any harder.
go ahead, Dan.
So I actually heard someone say earlier that DP Monks Fight is a project. We're actually a company. It's not actually a project, and then we build them. So yeah, I'm founder of a company, and then obviously Radical X is its own project. So just to simplify.
Okay, so there we have it. So Um, Lemmy made a song about DP Monk's finance, and the Radical X Exchange is on the XRP Ledger. Okay, we're about to learn about what they're going to be bringing to the ledger. The marketplace is open for on the test dev net. So we will be talking about that and walking through it. So while we get everything set up and vibe out to this song real quick, if you guys haven't already, retweet the room out. Let everybody know we up in here, and we can get started. Let me get this song up. All right, here we go.
EP months, 21 skunk, soldier boy, my bag got a dump. They calling my phone now, what do you want? They know my finances is keeping me crumb. BP months, 21 skunk, soldier boy, My bad got a dump. They calling my phone now. What do you want? They know my finances is keeping me crumb. I'm part of the syndicate. I got different privilege. It's the real game now. I can't do no scrimmaging. I don't really write rhymes. I don't care about penmanship. I'm not LeBron James, but I see you all are witnessing the greatest transfer of wealth. I'm talking about Xrpl and DP Monks Finance. It's green, that mean good for your health. Taking advantage of the use of blockchain technology, no contradiction, neither hypocrisy, acting as a bridge. Global crypto monopoly where you can feel safe. Check out the philosophy. Objectives are versatile, pertaining to utilization of D apps, triangular trapping. Cost D map, I got my XDX, so I'm finna relax. DP Monks, 21 skunk, soldier boy, my bag got a dump. They calling my phone now, what do you want? They know my finances is keeping me crumb. DP Monks, 21 skunk, soldier boy, my bag got a dump. They calling my phone now, what do you want? They know my finances is keeping me crumb.
All right, all right, all right. There we go. That is how we does what we do when we do what we does with the Let Me music coming through. Um, all right. So without further ado, let's slide it on over. Excuse me. Let's slide it on over. OC, are you available? Here, I'm gonna send you this. Let's slide it.
I'm at work, but I can help out.
Okay. Let's slide it on over to Dan Crypto. Whoa. Oh, sorry. Wow. Wow. XRP just popped to 54 and then got knocked back down. But sorry about that. Um let's hand it over to Dan Crypto, and he's gonna let us know what is going on with DP Monks Finance and the Radical X Exchange. And also check your DM when you get a second, Dan.
No worries. Do you know what? I didn't actually know you was doing a space for the minting raid thing. I thought you just set a time and then everyone would raid, because I've been so busy recently. I haven't been much on social media the past few weeks when you've done. I've seen them, and I'm going to jump on the other ones. But yeah, I didn't know you was actually doing a space on it. It was only by chance I was on social media and I see the space come up, and I was like, oh shit, I haven't told anyone it's on. So I just quickly sent a message out saying I'll be talking about some of the exchange today. So I think a few people will come running on shortly. Yeah. So where do you want me to begin? Just talk about the exchange itself.
Yeah, so let's get into it, because I mean this is recorded so they could go back and listen to it. So
Yeah.
let's go with start with I mean from the beginning, just like how if somebody was to come across this that doesn't know about the XRP Ledger, and Radical X Exchange is going to be a XRPL marketplace. So start there, and then yeah, let us know what Radical X Exchange is gonna be able to do, and all the uh, uh, different features that it's gonna have.
Okay. 1 second. I'm just closing my computer. Yeah, so same as all the other decentralized exchanges, it's one where you connect your Sun wallet to the exchange, so you don't actually hold your assets on the exchange like XRP and any issue currencies. And one thing to note as well, because I don't think many people know this, but when you actually mint the NFT on our exchange, it actually goes to your wallet, but you obviously can't see that, but it's viewable on the exchange because you connect your wallet. But when you actually mint the NFT, it goes to your wallet. You are the issuer. We have got you can do bulk minting on there. We've currently got it at 5. Next week I'm going to add it up to 20, and then the following week we're going to put it to 100, and then sort of the 1,000 mark where we sort of anticipate XLS20 sort of sliding in and around then. with minting on there specifically, we haven't put on any sort of XLS24 metadata attachments yet. That is something we're looking into. So that will come a bit later. And there is the royalties on there, so you can have a 0% royalty or and up to 50% in digits of one. So you can attach royalties to your NFTs. The exchange itself, it sort of has three functions that have to have it operational. So it's really challenging to have a have an NFT exchange, because you have to have the service for the platform itself. Then you have to have the XLS20 network, and then you have to have the IPFS as well. So you have to make sure all the three things are functioning for the exchange to function. And if any one of them doesn't actually function, it actually looks like the platform's failing, but really it could be, there's a cluster on the XLS20 network, or the IPFS is slow, depending on where you are in the world. And I was actually speaking to someone not long ago who asked if I could do some test mints for him on the MP4 file, because where he is, his NFTs upload a lot slower. So you'll find static images are ones that are not a very high resolution, usually come up quite quick. And GIFs as well. GIFs seem to come up really quick as well. But when it gets more complicated with the high resolution sort of MP4 video and music files, it can take time depending on where you are in the world. So if you've uploaded the NFT, and you'll see it when you mint, it has a bar that goes from 0 to 100%. When it hits 100%, the file has been uploaded, but it might not display straight away. It might take a little bit of time, just depending on where you are in the world. I know we have our most complicated NFT is one of our Avers, and that was fully uploaded. That took 48 hours for that file to upload. So I just got a test now. So we're going to do 5 of them in a row to see. I don't think it's going to take 10 days after that. I think once you've got that file on there, it sort of duplicates across. But that's something that we're testing and looking at. So it depends where you are in the world, depending on how quick the NFTs come up, and that's mainly because the sort of the IPFS is fairly new. That is obviously all going to upgrade later on as well. So I imagine, especially over the coming years, that it'll all be a lot faster. But as it stands, the NFT exchange is operating. There is extra detail going on it next week, where you'll be able to see previous transactions from when it was bought and sold. We haven't got that on yet, and the reason being is because we just don't have all the data, because we didn't do a lot of internal trading. We basically just focused on minting, and we have put quite a lot of files on there. We like MP4, which I spoke about, PDF file as well. So if you want to upload a document, you can upload that as an NFT, and you're not uploading each page minting as an NFT. You can actually do it where the document is one NFT, and you can turn the pages to read the document, which I thought was really, really good. And that would be as a PDF file. So if people want to upload documents, birth certificates, I don't know, anything like that, you can do that on this exchange. So there's a whole host of video files we've added on there from mobile devices. It is mainly aimed at mobile devices. I think there's a couple of music files floating around there that can only be played if you're on a computer. So you might find if you're on a mobile device, you go to play it, it doesn't play. That's because your device doesn't actually support the file. But other than that, generally, with a lot of the minting we done, we minted about something like 200 NFTs or something the other day. All kinds of different files, and it worked really well. And the fee, we noticed as well, the fee didn't actually change. So the fee to mint an NFT is currently 0.00015 Xrp, which is incredibly cheap. Sorry, that's not to mint, that's the transaction fee, just to make that clear. And as it stands, it's in a good place. There is a lot more to the Radical X exchange. This is pretty much all the traditional side that you'd see on a normal NFT exchange that we have now. There are going to be some sort of UI UX user experience and interface stuff we're going to change slightly, and we're going to sort of improve the way the NFTs maneuver on the homepage. While concurrently, we're actually concurrently as well doing some testing with the XDX issued token in the background, ready for when XLS20 goes live, because we've actually got it running on the XLS20 DevNet now. That's XDX, RDX, and X Squad are actually you can actually use them on the XLS20 DevNet, so we can start practicing with the features we've got at the back end. So that's really interesting, because at first we didn't think we'd be able to do it until mainnet, but we come across a sort of sneaky back end way of getting it on, and I had a little help from someone from the Ripple Foundation who explained a bit on how to do it, and it worked. So yeah, I've done it for them free tokens. So them free will actually be used as currencies as well on the traditional trading floor when it goes live, and we'll also be looking at adding, before XLS 20 goes live, I'll be getting the Shiba NFT token and the Janga token on the Radical X exchange as exchangeable tokens for NFTs as well. And that would be just on the traditional trading floor, where obviously people put up NFTs to buy and sell. There isn't a exchange fee for traditional trades on that. So for like the Shiba NFT project, I think they're in now actually. So for like Shiba NFT, they could actually put up a load of their NFTs, and then they can sell them for their own token, if they want to. But it's not just about projects using their own token. They could have supporters who, or people of their community who are really good at digital art or some sort of digital content / file. They could put up for sale digital files in their currency, without sort of the project's consent. So it's free to be used as a currency. And the reason we start with them 5 tokens is because after we're using that as a sort of start line to see how it goes with issue currencies for a few days. And that's actually XDX, RDX, X Squad, Shiba NFT, and the Janga token from Leo Kings. So there'll be currencies that will be able to be used to buy and sell NFTs, and that's anyone. So there could be someone here who doesn't own Janga, but there could be someone who's really good at digital art. So he makes a support in Leo King's piece of art, and someone who's a big Janga fan, could buy that, and then then sells some Janga tokens. So it's a really good opportunity for especially content creators to come on board. But after a few days after that, we'll start analysing, and then the big plan is to open up the entire Xrpl to have every single issued currency on the Xrpl be able to be used as a tradable asset on the exchange. So that's sort of that's one of the main objectives for. That's one of the main objectives for launch, like sort of in the first week / 10 days, to have it at that standard. Maybe even sooner. It would depend how well the first 5 get on. So I know there are some syndicate members who are aware we're doing that. In fact, I actually prompted you to, Cole, about it a few months ago, and said we wanted to keep it quiet. And the reason we wanted to bring on all issued currencies onto the Xrpl was to mainly to help out a lot of NFT projects, or even companies or projects who are not solely focused on NFTs. They might be doing something else, but they have a bit of NFT files they want to mint and maybe sell with their own token. And this is a place they can do that if they want to. It also opens up beyond just the small issue currencies on the Xrpl. We can actually use all the other issue currencies on there, all the way up to Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic. They will also all run on there as well. So if other communities, if you like, say from Ethereum, they want to transition across, they don't actually have to transition into XRP to use the network. They can actually transition their Ethereum across. They could sell content with Ethereum, and they could transact actually back onto the Ethereum network with it, and then buy more NFTs on there if they wanted to, or accumulate here or accumulate there. The Songbird token as well would be able to run, because that's an issued currency. We're gonna open up the whole Xrpl to run on Radical X, and I was a bit unsure if we'd be able to do it at first, and I spoke to quite a lot of people about it over the past few months. And we was umming and ahhing whether, should we do that, because initially it was going to be a voting process to bring on issued tokens. And the reason we went from voting sort of one at a time over a few weeks, keep bringing on another one and then bring on another one, rather than do that, what I felt we could do is we would sort of slow, or we could prevent some other companies or projects out there from their innovations. So yeah, that's why we just there's going to come a point we're just going to open the door, and anything that runs on the Xrpl will be able to run on Radical X. And I'll hold it there, because I think I said quite a lot then. I've done quite a lot of talking. I'll have a break and see if anyone has any questions.
Yeah. So, so any coin on the Radical X exchange. I mean, and not Radical X exchange. Any coin on the XRP ledger
Yeah,
can be
that's
used.
right.
And
So as long
now,
as you've got the trust line,
okay, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, as long as you've got the trust line. So say two cold coin. Say you have artwork that you want to sell, and say you want to use your own coin, or maybe you want to sell someone else's artwork that you bought somewhere else, and you want to sell it for two cold coin. You can. And if there's a buyer out there that owns two cold coin, then they can trade for it. And this is actually quite handy as well for a lot of projects who are doing the sort of one NFT, one token transaction. So and because we don't take an exchange fee, it's really beneficial. So it's not actually going to be costly to them, and that they can actually do that on the Radical X exchange. So they could they could mint all their NFTs, depending on how many NFTs they're making and the file and the content. I imagine some might take a few days to sort of create a mint, but when they're in place, they could put them up for sale in their own token at their own price, and then trade all their tokens back in for what their promises were, and they don't have to pay a fee to do that. So it's open to use if anyone wants it.
So it's not a so obviously, I guess we'll get to that when we walk through the mint, right? I don't know. It might be my computer, but I tried to pull up because my internet is not the best, and I tried to pull up Project XD1, and or Radical X Exchange, and I cannot. I
Are
mean,
you?
I can, but the pictures don't load.
Is it the first time you've been on it?
Oh, okay. No, yep. So now, yeah, it was earlier. That was the first time I was on it, but now I'm on it now, and the pictures are loaded up. Okay, I see it now. Yep.
Yeah. So that would be. Would the IPFS have an effect on that if you've just gone on? I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe it's just taking time to load, because I know that there's been quite a few NFTs made actually recently. So we've had the exchange open for about 2 days now. I think there's about 120 NFTs that have been minted on there. Might be a bit.
Yeah, it says 100. It says minted NFTs 145 at the top of the website.
All right.
So,
Cool. Yeah.
so obviously you have a counter up there. Okay. So now, my first question is, I hate bright screens. Is there going to be a dark mode?
We actually tested with it. It was actually there's a second version. Actually, it's not a newer version. It's actually an older version. The older version was in dark, and it actually didn't look as appealing. And we found with the white, because what you'll find is with an NFT exchange, you'll find this a lot, that the NFT exchange itself will either be all black or all white. And the reason for that is just because of the content it's displaying. You can't really go for lots of blue, green, yellow, or purple. It takes away the sort of central focus of the NFT. So we did actually start it with black on an older version. I think it might even still
Well,
be.
I think it should be. I think it should be optional. You should have the option button.
I will look into that after this call and see how quick we can implement it for you. It wouldn't actually take too long, I don't think.
Yeah, because I know a couple not on the XRP ledger, but I know a couple marketplaces, elsewhere where it's optional, right? Yeah, for me personally, I mean, that's just the aesthetics, right? But for me personally, I hate white screen. Like that shit hurts my eye. Anything that I I do on my phone or look on the computer, I always have dark background. So that's
Yeah,
just me personally. So to have that option, I think would be a great feature and a plus for you.
I've
Um,
just
but
I've just put it forward. Yeah, I've just put it forward.
okay, so again, so now say I'm coming from Ethereum, okay? So I come from Ethereum and then I get I find the XRP ledger, I get the Zum wallet, I activated all this. I still got my Ethereum where I need to keep it, right? In my other decentralized wallet. So I set the trust line for the Ethereum in the Zum wallet, right? So in case people don't know, because this is what the mint rights are about, right? Is like kind of walking through and explaining everything kind of step by step so that people can understand how all of this shit works. So if I go to add coins and I go to GateHub, right?
Yep.
And I add the Ethereum trust line.
Yep.
So I would be able to send my Ethereum from my MetaMask to here, or
what you do is you
what
send
I have to.
the Ethereum goes to GateHub first, so you'd have to have a GateHub account, and then the Ethereum is held there, and then you get the issued Ethereum. So you send it to your Sun wallet, so you'd essentially be trading Ethereum like you would normally, except you're not paying the gas fees. So you're literally switching the Ethereum onto the sort of network layer 3 solution by going through GateHub. So you have to have a GateHub account to switch the networks. So you send it to your account on there, and then send it to your wallet.
You there, Tuchel?
Yeah, I'm here. So hold on, guys. So with the so if I bought the NFT with the Ethereum at a GateHub, it's still a XRP Ledger NFT. Would I be able to carry it over to OpenSea or no? Or
No,
the guy Adam from Pixel Ape Rowboat Club, he has a bridge. He built a bridge. Would the bridge be reversible where XRPL NFTs could go to OpenSea, or is it just a one-way bridge from Ethereum to XRPL?
I was actually asked something similar about that last night, because the file itself is actually on the IPFS, and it's if it's interchangeable, if you like, with the IPFS, it's actually possible. I can't say whether it is or not. I don't actually know the answer to it. But I've got
from what I recall, that when he presented it, it was going to be a one-way trip.
So to leave one network to reissue on another.
Correct, and I think Dreamballer's down there is confirming.
Hold on, guys. So it does at this point. Does anybody else have any questions? Do y'all understand what he's saying here? That any coins on the XRP ledger, Too Cold Coin, Shiba NFT coin, fucking, you got Dreamballer down here with a Pixel 8 Rowboat club coin, and they have a utility coin called OR. So maybe OR could be any coin on the XRP ledger can be used. And is it to buy any NFT, or is it just a project has to specify?
So at the moment, a project would have to sell it for that specific token for then someone else to buy it with the specific token in question. So this brought up questions a few months ago. Should we leave the option to put in multiple orders for multiple different tokens? So what we'll do is when it opens up, it would be one token sell with a one token buy. But if we can, we'd open it up to where you could offer 3 tokens or 3 different types for different amounts for what you'd have for that NFT. So it could be, say, for example, I want to sell an NFT and I'll sell so much I'll sell it for so much in Too Cold, or I'll sell it for so much in XDX, or I'll sell it for so much in Shiba NFT. So you give multiple options. But that's something we're exploring. That's not something I can guarantee. But it's definitely very interesting. But yeah, it would be any token that's issued on the XRPL. If you can have a trust line of it in your Sun wallet, then it would be used on Radical X, yeah. Did everyone hear me on that, or did I cut out?
Game changer.
I'm not sure if I'm still on. Can anyone hear me? Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, you hear Dan as I'm multitasking. Jakes, go ahead. Can you fill in, ask some questions, or get these guys to ask questions? You and LC.
No, I mean,
please.
What he was describing is a game changer. Yeah,
I, let me
I just
explain
tuned
why
in.
let me explain why it's probably a bit bigger than you might think. So at the moment, I might be wrong here. I haven't seen Bitcoin traded as a currency for NFTs yet on an NFT exchange. I might be wrong because I haven't been on all of them. But having obviously Bitcoin is issued on the XRPL, people from Bitcoin could come across and use Bitcoin as a currency to actually buy and sell NFTs. So that in itself is quite interesting because obviously the token is the cryptocurrency Bitcoin is the largest of them all. And would it be something that the Bitcoin sort of community would be interested in? Maybe, but the point being is that the option's there. As for Ethereum as well, I was talking to a few big Ethereum projects earlier today. And when I was explained about how it would all work, this is going to sound really interesting to you guys. I've known a few people back in Ethereum for a while, and sort of a few other people in the back end, and they are not supportive of Ethereum running on the XRPL. I can tell you that for a fact. They're not supportive on it at all. So that they don't even want to tell anyone that there's the exchanges that exist on the XRPL. And I had to say to them, look, this is a very tribal way that you're going about this. Okay, what you got is you've got something that works, and you've got something that people could use and save them money. In their transaction cost of that, you don't even want to talk about it. And it's like, no, we don't even want to talk about it. You get, and for anyone who knows the Ethereum community, it's, there is, I don't want to say heavily corrupt, but it's, they do sway, people a certain
No, go
way.
ahead. Say it. Heavily corrupted.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, and it's not good, and it's not nice to speak to these people. And I was even saying to them, look, if you're really that bothered about it, I will put the Ethereum network in Radical X if it makes you feel better. All right, Ethereum can run on it anyway, but if you really want, I'll put the network in it as well. And they were just like, no, we just don't, we just can't, we don't want people to know it exists. And I found that really interesting. So I've always known we've got. We actually planned this exchange from last year. It was over a year ago we started preparing for it. And the reason we kept the enhanced trading features confidential was because of the danger to Ethereum NFT exchanges. And it's sad to say, because we didn't build it to sort of piss anyone off. We just built it because the network functions really well. And it's really good to build on. It's just not many people have done it so far. And it's because of recently having the issue currencies on there has brought a wave of people with interest to the XRPL. But the thing is, even though we're building something that's great and it's cost efficient and it works, it is a threat to everything that's previous. And that's a really big problem, and that's why we've kept, some of the functions of the NFT exchange a secret. Because if we was to let it out now, it could, I don't want to say cause a problem, but it would be threatening to larger NFT exchanges, and it's really hard to come across as sort of a really not. It's really hard to come across as a person who's like, look, we're not tribalistic with networks. If we was, then we wouldn't allow Ethereum to run on there. It just runs better on the XRPL because it's issued on the network. It's the same token. It essentially is the same token.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to cut you off. So wait, you're holding back your innovation because you don't want to upset.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not holding back. I'm not holding back on anything. No. I kept some of the features of the exchange confidential because it would upset other NFT exchanges. And those who are NFT traders would have been on exchanges and seen that it's quite difficult to trade on the secondary market. It's always been a problem. You hype up an NFT, and when someone, whether it's auction, bidded for, or whatever, and you pay a high price for it, it still can be quite hard for you to sell it. There's only a few NFTs out there that are sort of easier to sell than others. So the secondary market's always been a bit of an issue. So that was our main effort, actually, when we designed the exchange, was for the secondary market, to help people trade faster. So the traditional side you see now, that's why I call it the traditional side of the NFT exchange. So it's not alien to anyone when they go on there if they are an NFT trader. It's quite simple. You go on there, you scroll through, you pick what you want to look at, you can decide to create a mint, and simply trade. And then there's another side to it where things speed up. and that side hasn't actually been seen before on an NFT exchange. So yeah, we kept that information confidential, and yeah, and it's not just I'm not just on about Radical X. You know, like all the other NFT exchanges on the XRPL, they are a threat to other networks, and it's because of the network. It's not actually us as such. It's just that we've built or unlocked certain features on the network, and we're utilizing them, and it's just cheaper here. It's more cost efficient. So that is a threat. And what I see happening, especially over the next few years, is there would be a transition of the networks that don't function that well with NFTs, i.e. it being scalability or with high gas fees. People aren't going to use that no more. It's like the laws of physics. They're going to go to where it's cheaper to run. And at the moment, from what I can tell, I mean, there are a few other cheap networks. I'm not saying that the XRPO is the one and all, but there's also some really bad ones out there that have a lot of people on, and they're going to transition across because it has better fees. So yeah, if that sort of makes sense, guys.
If anybody down listening wants to ask any questions, feel free to request.
Yeah, that was a lot of stuff to ingest right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Sometimes when I talk, I go on a bit of a tangent. You should see me in a meeting. Yeah, but that's the truth of it. And I know this because I was going to build on Ethereum, so I know its weaknesses and its capabilities. And everyone knows the merge recently wasn't as successful as what everyone hoped for. So what's the next step? And eventually people will drift over. There's functionality on the XRPL now. It's more than just cross-border payments with XRP. There's more stuff going on now, and with the royalties as well on the NFT exchanges that we have here, running through the network, that's a game changer. It's a really big game changer, especially if you're a really, really good content creator. If you're a famous content creator, you can come across into the XRPL, create a amazing piece of digital content, and everyone would love you just because you're a good content creator, and you can put a really good royalty on it, a high percent royalty. And not only are you selling that piece of art, but then you're making a small income every time it's traded. Not all networks do that. So that's a good function. You've got the bulk minting at the moment. There isn't really a limit to bulk minting. It's just who has the capability to do it. Like for us, we start quite small just to sort of ease people in to learn how to bulk mint. But you can bulk mint quite a lot of NFTs. You can't do that on all NFT exchanges. There is some stuff. Maybe I know we haven't fully discovered it yet. That you can do on other exchanges, but we'll explore that. Mainly to do with files and stuff. But yeah, the XRPL is going to be a really good place for NFTs. And mainly if you look around, there's a lot of NFT projects out there who are coming up with some really interesting ways of using NFTs as well. More than I've seen on some other networks, and especially from what I'd seen a few years ago. So when I first got into NFTs, it was all about art, but that's changing now. Everyone's got more of a metaversal kind of approach, and that they're all dreaming for their own, their own sector, their own area, their own land. They want to build their own digital ecosystem and have people come and visit their area, and create digital content and sell it. And there's going to be a lot of that now, where NFT is no longer just a piece of art, and the art is good. I see the artists on the XRPL. There's loads of good artists on the XRPL. Art is good, but there's also another role coming with NFTs soon, and that's one of the reasons why we put the PDF files up there, to allow documents to be minted in case that was to arise later. Because there's nothing wrong with having a file as a PDF, as a document, attached to the blockchain as a legal document, because when you mint it on the blockchain, it is coded, it's valid on there. So that that's one of the reasons why I've allowed PDFs for that. And if anyone's got any great ideas on how to use documents or PDF files, to utilize on the XRPL, feel free to get in touch with me and have a chat about it, because I'll be very interested to hear everyone's thoughts. I got loads of ideas, loads of different ways of utilizing NFTs. Way beyond what we're in an understanding now, and I'm really open to listen to people's ideas. I love exploring it, because I think it's so underrated at the moment, and the reason it's underrated is because a lot of people just there's the JPEG saying, "Oh, it's just a JPEG," or "It's just a JPEG." Yeah, but what if you use that? Well, that JPEG is individual, and when it's coded onto the blockchain, it's unique. And when you make that unique, you can make it useful through ownership. With ownership, it could be through game finance or some form of passive income. You can find a utilized role for that JPEG, and then it can go on from there, where you could end up wearing it in some sort of virtual reality. It can be insane where it could be in the future. So yeah, I think NFTs are massively underrated at the moment, and it'll be a really big thing in the future. And I think NFT exchanges on the XRPL will do really well in the future as well, because you're basically at the foundation level of a digital transformation on like a global scale. So if you're running an NFT exchange of any kind, you're setting yourself up for a lot of different ways of you developing things in the future as well. So yeah, I think I spoke quite a lot there. Has anyone got any questions or anything they want to talk about utilizing NFTs? Because I'm open to all ears on any suggestions. If anyone fancies brainstorming on it.
If anybody down there wants to request the mic, feel free. To code Jake's did drop off as co-host. But what do you think about music NFTs, Dan?
Now, music is a very different kettle of fish for NFTs. It's actually, I would say, it's probably the most complicated one to get into. And I go on the wake and bake sometimes listening. And I've got pages and pages in a notebook about music NFTs, and they are the hardest ones to get involved with and to legitimize as well. I suppose it's not because it's not just visual. I guess it's audio. It's probably easier to record as well and copy. Music's a tough one. It's a real tough one. I said before, maybe there needs to be a way to combine music. I know Ava, one of my developers in the room at the bottom down. She's been exploring ways for NFT music visually as well. So she's found all these interesting ways with augmented reality where you see the music and you can sort of interact with the music in augmented reality as it's playing. So she's been exploring stuff like that. And I'm sure more of that will become more common probably over the next sort of year or two. But yeah, music NFTs, tough one, guys. You guys are, because I know you guys are big on the music NFTs. That's a tough one. That's a real tough one to do.
It is tough, especially because of the whole metadata, still not being, a standard. There's a lot of information that music, would need to have in order to, really portray that music and give credit to not only credit but everything from adding the BPM if DJ potentially wants to find a track with a certain BPM. I think the information should be there if it can be used. But I see Wesley is up here. Wesley, do you have a question?
Hello. Hello.
Hi, Wesley.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hi. Hi. Okay.
Good. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. It's a happy Friday night. My kids are going crazy. But I've got a question. Like with the NFTs, do you think poetry could be a good one as well, or memes?
Yeah, poetry, memes. If you can make your own GIF and you could sell that on a social media platform as an NFT, and then anyone who owns that NFT would be able to use it as a GIF. Yeah, absolutely. All kinds of stuff like that. Yeah. I suppose when it comes to utilizing an NFT like that, so you got to, and it's the same with cryptocurrency. So with cryptocurrency, and I always say this, you have the cryptocurrency itself or the token, and then you have to have something for it to run on. Now, it doesn't matter so much for native tokens, and the Xrp Ledger being a good example, because Xrp is sort of that transactional value that's used internationally, globally around the world in all kinds of different ways for cross-border payments. But then when you come down to this next level where we sort of do the developing side, when you create a token, you have to build something else for it to run on. Otherwise, you'll end up with loads of tokens that do the same thing. So you have to develop a way that token is used in a way that the others are not. So you give a unique use case for it, and usually you aim to solve a problem. So with an NFT, it's almost the same thing. So you would create and mint an NFT, and then you really want to have something that you would develop to have that NFT function on. So then that makes it unique. Does that sort of make sense?
Definitely. It's like now all tokens can contribute to performing in the NFT, basis or whatever, in the matrix, wherever they're going. but now all tokens can take part in it. So it's almost like an unlocking of it all. But like, how easy would it be to mint, say, a piece of poetry or a meme? Would you be able to take a picture on your phone and upload it? How easy is the interface and all this? Please.
Yeah, so you can, and ours is actually aimed at mobile devices because it will be a mobile application later. So you could actually take a picture of it on your mobile device. You could save it as a file on your mobile device, and you can literally pull the file from your device, copy it, and then turn it into an NFT. And then what you can do as well is you can delete the digital side on your mobile device, so it only exists as an NFT. And then if you have a physical version as well, you can destroy that copy, and then I suppose in a way you could say the word license it, but you'd license it as you claim that this is the actual only version of this poem. It doesn't exist anywhere else. I've seen people on Ethereum, they've done videos where they've painted artwork and then they've scanned it and they've turned it into a digital NFT, and then they've destroyed the artwork so it exists in a digital world, and that actually brings more value. So yeah, that would be something that's up to you, but you could do that. Yeah, you can do it in a multitude of different ways. It would depend on how you want the poem displayed, depending on the file type. And if you've got say you've got a poem or you've got a certain way on a file you want it displayed, and the file type isn't on our exchange, just get in touch with me and ask. Because it was actually a few months ago. I'll give the PDF one a good example. It was actually someone got in touch with me on Twitter and said, "Damn, could you put PDF on as a sort of a mintable file on the exchange?" So I went and wrote it down, and then a few weeks later we got it on, because it wasn't actually one we was initially going to do. So that's actually why that's there. So if you come across a file that you want to display as a poem, and it doesn't exist on our exchange, just get in touch with me, and we'll try and upload it. We actually had a lot more files to load up as well, as a point to note, before what's on now. The problem is not all digital devices can display certain files, so you'll have some on like Android that won't display on iPhone, for example. So the ones we have on now mainly operate everywhere. Apart from maybe one or two music ones, but generally they do all operate, and we're trying to find a workaround where we can, if a device doesn't view that file, is there a way that we can change that? Maybe it's very complicated, it's a very difficult task, but yeah, if you've got an idea for a file, Wesley, and it's not on our exchange, get in touch with me and I'll get on it straight away.
Thank you very much, mate. All the best. It sounds brilliant. And it really unlocks creation for everybody. It allows people so accessible to create things.
Cool.
And
Thanks
I think
for your questions, Wesley. Or
thank you,
can I
mate.
not hear you?
Yeah, he's just talking at the moment, bud.
Sorry, mate. Thank you. That's it. Thank you very much.
I'm gonna jump back in. Be back.
Cheers, Wesley. Thank you, mate.
Thank you.
I don't know, has anyone got anything else they want to discuss, or an idea for an NFT while on topic? Because someone's might have some sort. It doesn't matter how crazy it sounds. It's worth thinking of, because I've spoke to a lot of people, especially over the past sort of 6 weeks, who have given ideas that I have never thought of. So yeah, if anyone's got an idea, feel free to throw it out there.
And I just want to add to Wesley. I like the fact that you sort of brought, that the artist created the physical piece of art, and then they scanned it, and then they burned it or destroyed it. So one thing I like to tell people is the way you release the NFT is also part of the art. It's also part of the art process. So if you're able to do something unique and how you release it, that on itself is, I want to say, it's not necessarily utility, but does provide some sort of value to the holders, in my opinion.
Yes, I appreciate everything you've said, but what do you think? It's a worry that we have to destroy the art. I understand that this provides the security, and I think that's what everyone's aiming for. You can destroy it, and then it only exists as your NFT. You've got legal ownership over it and proof. But I suppose asking the question morally, should we destroy art? And I suppose that's a mad question, maybe not on topic, but what do you think about that?
I think it depends. I would say, storing it, with NFTs of it, is fair. Destroying the physical one just makes the NFT more valuable. And makes it rarer, because the physical art actually does degrade over time, whereas an NFT file doesn't. Unless you transfer it across and stuff. But an NFT actually lasts forever. So anyone who's minting on the XRPL from when it goes live on XLS20, the files you mint are there forever. Everything will be there forever. As long as the network runs, your content is on there. So if the XRPL runs for 1,000 years, or 2,000 years, people could look back and them NFTs would still be available on the network. So they'll be around forever. Could you say the same for digital art? No, because it does degrade. So that, in itself is maybe a reason why some people would destroy it, because they and as well. And I speak about Spatial quite a lot on this, because they do this. And you, in the future as well, this would be probably a bit more of a normal thing, because I do stuff with virtual reality, and I know Ava down there, she does a lot of stuff with augmented reality and mixed reality. But you will start seeing where you'll own an NFT and you probably wear like a set of glasses. You'll be able to walk around the house as normal, and your house would be decorated as you see fit. And then when you put your glasses on, you'd have all your digital content hanging up instead. So like redesigning your house, if you like. So your artwork would actually be hanging up. So that would be the sort of use case for digital art in the future, where you'd actually have it in your room, but you'd only see it through sort of VR, AR, sort of glasses or goggle set, something like that. So yeah, that's sort of where the use would be. But yeah, to destroy digital art, I mean, it's sad to think of it, but you can also see the world is also pushing us that way as well. There's a lot of stuff going on now with the environment, recycling, saving resources. So you can see we're already gently sliding into that sort of digital age, where it would be better to save on, paper and wood, and build it digitally instead. As a sort of more green, economical way of sustaining artwork, I'd say. Yeah.
I would like to add to that. I think it would just go down on your plan, on your distribution plan. Dan brought up a lot of good points as far as like use cases for keeping the art. Just imagine you are, a one of one artist or painter, and then you scan it, but you only want to have one person to sort of own it. So let's say potentially where you can have a digital, where if they buy the NFT, you ship them out the actual physical art piece. Another potential use case, say if I were like a well-known artist worldwide, respect, what I could potentially do is make a really dope canvas, create the NFTs of it, holders potentially, whoever buys it, I could potentially sell that physical piece at auction and deliver royalties to the holders of those NFTs. So it just really depends where your mind and creativity take you, and sort of how you can uh, catch the attention of people, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think
Sorry.
Sorry, Wesley. Go on, mate. Go on.
Sorry, mate. I'm going to close off after this, but I asked the question, why should we destroy the art? And I was worried about this. And you both answered there with valid points. Like, this is a new avenue for art. This takes art to a different place. And they was brilliant answers. You've totally sparked creativity within me as a person. But surely, yeah, brilliant. Thank you, and God bless you all. God bless. Thank you, Abs. Thank you.
Thanks for coming up and asking questions, man. If anybody else wants to come up and request,
Thank you, Wesley.
Xrpl and Jakes will allow you to speak.
You
I'm sorry, I lost you for a second.
Y'all still there?
Yeah, I don't know if it was me or
Yeah. I keep getting rugged. Like Dan got rugged. OC just got rugged.
All right. Well, here goes, Dan. All right. Sorry, I'm on a call right now. I'm coming right back. I should be done in about 5 minutes, guys. Dan and Jakes.
So I want to know how many people are doing the mint rate right now. Throw me some emojis.
I'll tell you what really annoyed me about minting on the exchange actually is that a MP4 file can take a certain amount of time to upload, but GIFs seem to upload straight away, and it really bugs me because there's some really good MP4 files I want to load up, and it's taking time for them to come up. But yeah, GIFs they just load up straight away. Sometimes they load up quicker than static art. And I haven't figured out exactly why that is yet, and it's something I was looking into today. So yeah, if anyone's uploading any NFTs, feel free to throw a load of GIFs on there because they just go up straight away.
Hey Dan, I got a sidebar question. Going back to what you had said previously before I got rugged. So with what you're implementing in your exchange, from your basic knowledge of like others exchanges on the ledger, like is there anybody else that's offering something that you currently aren't offering?
Not that I'm aware of, actually, no. And the only reason I'd say that is with the sort of confidential stuff. We call it the enhanced trading side. On the enhanced trading side, there's a couple of features that I've never seen run on an NFT exchange. Some we designed last year. One of them we actually designed at the start of this year. I haven't seen them on an NFT exchange. And I wouldn't be surprised when they're up and running that other NFT exchanges start to do something similar. But there is stuff that we're not doing as well that others are. I think it's the I can't remember what it's called. It's where they randomly give away an NFT. Everyone puts so much in, and it's like a random wheel when you receive an NFT. We haven't got anything like that. So there are NFT exchanges that are doing stuff that we're not as well. But for the main ones, and it's mainly for like the XDX trading features, I haven't seen. I suppose there is similarities, but especially for one of them, I've never seen it on an NFT exchange. So when it goes on, it'd be interesting to see how popular it is. I don't know because it's never been out before. Would people use it? Would people like it? I think they would. But and if they don't, we'll build more. But yeah, as it stands with the enhanced stuff, some do a little bit, but in the way we're doing it, I haven't seen it done before. Is what I'd say on it. No.
Cool. What's up, X?
What the fuck is going
What
on?
up,
I
X?
didn't get no invite. What the fuck is this? What's going on today?
To be honest, X, I didn't even know we was doing an actual space. I thought it was just a mint party, and people just minted it at the same time. I didn't know we was going to do an actual space about it. So it was lucky I was on and see it. I was like, oh, I better jump on this. It's got my platform's name on. So yeah, you're not the only one.
Yeah, I like the mint shit. Come on, Two Cold Jags. Where the fuck y'all was at? Why didn't nobody tell me about this shit? I like the mint shit.
Hey man, I was late to the party too, bro. I know Tuco told me that this was going down today, but I came late to the party.
You gotta set your notifications on Two Code's profile, bro.
Oh, see, shut up. That's why you can't come to LA button in the conversations and shit.
I'm in LA right now, bro. Burbank.
That ain't LA. That's Burbank.
Got the red carpet and everything.
So I'm sorry, Dan. So after, so do you see, like, with the stuff that you have on deck that you haven't released yet, when everything's everything's ready to go, do you see like a couple of marketplaces like fading away or not being able to compete?
No, I don't think so. No, I think ours would be popular. And I say that, and we don't have any projects per se that we ever invited on to say, look, would you mind minting all your art on our exchange? What most probably wouldn't realise is the way it's been designed. This exchange itself, when it's finished, the finishing product. So we're just going to leave it. So I'm going to step back and leave it. We'll have to do some minor amendments maybe on pricing later with price appreciation, depending on where we sit. But other than that, generally, there's not a lot for me to do on it. It's we first off, when we first designed it, it was designed for a multi-chain, and that's still on the cards actually. But over time, we've changed a few things and gone a little bit more decentralized, and it's got to the point now where it would have very little maintenance, and it should pretty much run itself, which gives all of us on my end time to work on the next stuff. So would a lot of people use it? The idea is that it is for users to use if they want to, and that's why we haven't asked anyone to specifically mint with us. It's there, and if people want to use it, they can. And that's why we opened up the door to allow other XRPL tokens on there all in one go, so people can turn up and use it if they want to. I think it would be quite busy when people catch on to it, especially with the enhanced trading features. I think it will start getting really busy really fast. But until then, would it affect other NFT exchanges? If they are selling, if they have content creators selling specific types of NFTs, and that exchange is taking a commission for that, then there's still trade there, there's still business there. I'm not actually trying to wipe out everyone. It's actually the last thing I want to do is just. The main effort really was to build an exchange that's in the sort of user's hands and not so much in my control, if that sort of makes sense. So that's why there was the governance. There's a governance on it and a validation feature, so we can step back and let users sort of control it, and we're not there changing things all the time or validating profiles or projects or NFTs. Users do that, and then that was sort of the plan. And it's as it stands now, it is in a good place for it. But I think it's hard to say. I think we'll probably be the least. I think we'll start off. Not many people would use ours first, and they'll go to a lot of exchanges first, because they've got a lot of content creators going on there, minting and stuff. And then I think what will happen is we'll get a transition, or quite a lot of people start coming onto ours. That's what I imagine will happen, because we just haven't invited anyone to sort of primarily mint with us. But the attraction as well, I guess, is that if people can use their own issued tokens, that in itself is attractive to a lot of projects.
Right. Well, I mean, you're offering a lot of attractive stuff. So, I mean, like, I just feel eventually as stuff cools down, that you guys are gonna have more suitors.
Yeah, I guess so. And there's other functionality that people know about now, which I don't think is going on any other NFT exchanges, like with our RDX token, which has a rewards feature, a daily rewards feature. And the reason for that is because RDX token holders of a certain amount would be able to do certain things. So, they're paid in that. We have got our own NFT program as well. So we've got our own set of NFTs that we will sell on that exchange, and we might actually bounce around and sell some on some other exchanges as well, just to maneuver around a little bit, which is our AVA program, which is a really long program as well. So we'd have another year minimum of building them NFTs, and no one's actually ever seen the full NFT yet of what they actually are. We've never actually fully displayed it. It's actually been kept quiet, but when XS20 goes live, we'll start revealing what they are.
So wait, that moving robot, that's not the that's not the full.
No, it's not. No, as in, so they are characters. They are characters, but we've never displayed the full NFT. And
Wow.
there's some testing we have to do on that because the files I always wanted. So on the exchange, the design from over a year ago, actually, in the My NFT option, there is an area where you can view your NFT in augmented reality, and that's the sort of stage we plan to have our Avas at. So when you own the NFT, you can view it in augmented reality through your mobile device through our exchange. As long as you've got the correct file, correct source, that's the aim of it anyway.
Wait,
Uh,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Repeat that again. I don't think everybody heard you.
so the Ava NFTs are actually, even though they are characters for a game in an augmented reality game, when you own one, you can still view it in augmented reality. That's the that's the plan for them. Yeah.
Say it one more time. I don't think the crew heard you.
So that's why they've been built in this way. That's why you can see so much detail, because we do little trailers. Ava makes some great video footage of them. But yeah, they are viewable in augmented reality, and they have been viewed in augmented reality. We haven't ever displayed that. We haven't showed what they look like. But the NFT itself, we aim to
Oh
have as
man.
augmented reality NFT.
How are you enabling that augmented reality feature on
It
the
would be for
NFT? Is it
it,
like
so you'd use a specific file. I'm wondering if I should let Ava come up here, but I know she doesn't like talking publicly.
Let
But
Ava
it would
come up
be
here. If she's gonna tell us.
Ava, do you want to come up and talk about
do
the
it?
Ava? I don't think she will. I know she doesn't like talking publicly.
Oh, we're nice, Ava.
Yeah. But yeah, they have been designed for augmented reality. Yeah. All of them have been designed in that way. And a lot of time and effort's gone into them. And Ava, being our lead NFT artist, she spent a long time on them. We done
Oh
the
man.
All
the
right, all
RDX.
right, all right. I'm back. I'm back. So y'all can stop fucking around. My bad.
Nah,
I'm gonna have to.
nah.
I'm gonna have to go back.
Shout out to Ava,
Call
man.
I
That
had to
that
take.
that augmented reality. That that augmented reality is fire. I can't wait for that to go live.
Okay.
We've looked at some stuff recently for music actually. I briefly touched on it earlier. Ava's actually been exploring for music NFTs having a augmented reality. I'm trying to think what the word is, but it'd be something in augmented reality that you could see through your device while the music plays, so you can actually interact with this digital visual sort of shape that maneuvers with music. And yeah, Ava's been exploring that as well recently. Just as a point to note.
Um, that's funny. That I mean, I hate that I'm saying this, but I actually recently had a meeting with augmented reality team, and I'm very freaking interested on the way you guys are doing it. Is it cool if I contact you guys on the side?
Yeah, go for it. I'll get what we'll do is get in touch, and we'll share some software that Ava's been looking at and see if it fits in with what you want to do with music. See if you can implement it.
Yo, OC, don't
Appreciate
mess
that.
that up. You better be nice to Ava.
Nicer than I am with text, that's for sure.
Okay. I know I missed a lot. I'm gonna have to go back and re-listen. But so a topic that is he still in here? Topic that somebody DM'd me, and I did DM it to Dan, but just so that for anybody that has concerns, the SSL lock on the site. What's up with that?
Yeah, so RSSL is actually passed, guys. It's just not on. I'm as frustrated about it now because we went live a few days ago and it was meant to be on then. But latest tomorrow, I'm frustrated about it as well. It's been an absolute pain in my ass chasing that up, but it's actually out of my hands now because we've actually got it certified, but it's just not on. So I'm sitting there like everyone else, like, where is it? So if you don't want to go on the exchange, it's got the SSL certificate. Give it 24 hours. It is something I'm chasing up. But we've got it. I actually sent Too Cold a screenshot, to show that it's confirmed we've got the security certificate. For some reason, it's just not going through. But it does take. They don't. If you build on a website, you naturally get an SSL anyway. Through the company that you build on. Ours is a little bit different with our platform and that. So we got ours with a company, and I think it's in Australia. And they've done it all. The process has been quite quick. It's just not uploaded yet. But yeah, if you don't want to go onto the SSLs I'll put a tweet out when it's on. But I'm expecting less than 24 hours. It should be up.
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That's why I haven't connected my wallet to it, even though it's a test dev wallet, right? But I haven't been able to test and play around with the platform. But I did hear you say before I had to take my call, it is mobile friendly, right? So, it would be, because that's important for me personally, because shopping for NFTs, majority, I'm gonna be shopping through my phone. And I get minting NFTs. You probably want to do it through the computer, especially if you're minting a collection. But if you're minting just like if you just took a picture with your phone of your foot and you want to put it up for sale for fucking 1 XRP, whatever, right? Is that possible?
Yeah, it's even possible right now. You could you could take a picture, go on the exchange, and if you're already connected, it speeds things up. Go to create file or create NFT, download the file from your mobile device for your photos, or even a video as well if you want to do a video, and then you can mint it as an NFT. Attach a royalty. You could do multiple ones if you want, and it can be done quite quick actually. And I'm sure that's the same for all NFT exchanges. They're generally quite quick to upload and mint. What you'll notice is, and I think I brought this up earlier as a point to note, when if you get a more complicated file like some videos, MP4 specifically, what I'm talking about, or some high resolution pictures, you'll get the bar saying 0 to 100%, but it might not have uploaded the picture yet, and that's usually the IPFS is catching up, and it is catching up from NFTs that we minted loads last week, and then we reset the NFT minter when we went live again. So it's actually still catching up from some of the ones we've done last week. We've done quite a lot from about 4 days ago. So yeah, if it comes up with a blank screen, just leave it a little while, and then it should come up, and then when it's up, it's up. But it would mainly be for more complicated files like video or really detailed pictures. It takes a bit of time, but generally they come up straight away. If you're gonna prepare a collection of some sort, I'd say create it, mint it, and then if it isn't uploaded, it should be within a day. One of our complicated MP4 files, it took about 48 hours for it to be fully uploaded, but that was a complicated file. I was expecting it to go to 5 days, but it was about 49 hours. The file was then complete, and it is a complicated video. So just as a point to note, guys.
So I want to point this out, that this is what I've heard through the grapevine of the crypto streets, that marketplaces that are using IPFS, it's not so much on the marketplace's end, that because what I've heard is from different marketplaces and technical people is that IPFS was messed up with the Ethereum merge, and it has slowed down the process for IPFS. So just so you guys know, that if it is moving slow, it's majority probably not the marketplace's issue, that the upload is probably on the IPFS side of things. And then, so I wanted to ask as well about, like, so the randomizer. Do you guys have a randomizer? Like,
no, that's actually one of the things we was talking about earlier when I was talking to Jake's. So other NFT exchanges, they have a randomizer. We haven't got one. I've actually been meaning to speak to Flary actually, because he wants to he wants us to have one, and we just haven't got one, and we haven't even started building one. Is it something we could do? It is. It's something we'd have to look into, and the reason that we didn't do something like a randomizer is because we weren't sure if it constituted some sort of gambling. That's all it was. So that one was, it wasn't off the table. It was just something we have to look into, because it's the same for other features that we have as well. We have to ensure that if we go over a certain line, we have to ensure we're licensed, especially in London. So yeah, that was the reason. So we knew about randomizers. I know a lot of other NFT exchanges have got them. We just haven't got one. And I know Will, who you spoke to before, he's looked into it, and he was umming and ahhing. Does it constitute gambling? It's hard to say. Yeah, and if we can find a way of doing one without it, obviously 100% certainty not being one, then we'd likely put one on. But at the moment, we haven't got one. Just so you're aware.
Okay. I think that that's something that you guys should definitely think about, and because I know, like, Jake's took me to VeChain, right? And the first NFTs I've ever minted, I've never minted NFTs before. The Psycho Beast collection is the first NFTs I've ever minted, and it was randomized, right? We were sorry, the fucking trash man is so loud. We were on the whitelist, right? So we got to get in an hour before it went to public mint, and even with the whitelist, we went in, we hit the mint button, and it was random what was drew out to us. Like, we didn't go in and get to shop, right? It's kind of the the excitement of, oh, what am I gonna get? Like, I hope I get it, this one or that one. So I definitely think that if I definitely think that that's no, I know for a fact that that's something you're definitely gonna have to really think about getting in there as soon as possible when you can, if you can, because a lot of people in the NFT community like that aspect of a collection, right? Like, and I know that you guys aren't just targeting like, NFT projects that are like, 10,000 generative collections. I know you guys are also catering and focusing on to photographers, or painters or drawers, and a lot of one-off stuff. So that's great for that. But for the people that want to like kind of anticipate what they're going to get out of a collection, that's definitely a feature that that the NFT community really enjoys.
Is this correct me if I'm wrong? I was meant to speak to Flary about this, exactly how it works, because I haven't used the randomizer before, but I have come across it.
So
is this where
real easy. I'm gonna just, so that you can just know, go on top of, just go to Xmart. Just go to Xmart and pick one of the collections where it says spin. Use your test dev wallet, buy the spin, and then hit the spin button, and that's the whole experience of the randomizer. Because you just don't know what you're going to get.
So, and that would be all kinds of different values of NFTs.
Yeah, but see, the whole collection is priced at one floor. It's the whole collection is priced at the floor price is priced at. Like, it's not that. Yeah, it's you can't change. You can't make rank number 1 the most expensive, and then rank number 10,000 the least expensive. What you put in that randomizer is one set price for the whole entire collection.
Makes
so
sense.
that's.
Will's here. He's just texted me while we're on the call. He went, "I'm on it." So,
yeah, go to Xmart. If you go on top of the jumbotron, there's the thread from the XLS20. In case you guys don't know, there is the XLS20 test page, and pinned to the top of that page, and it was actually created by a community member who came to the first mint raid, and was like, should I create this page like for people? And if you tag the page, it'll the creator of the page will retweet it out. Gabe, our Aussie mate, he's the one who created it because he was so excited about testing it and encouraging the community to test all platforms, right? So if you go to that thread, is the Xmart link, and yeah, it'll show you exactly how to just use the RAM. It's very simple. It's very and it is like fun, because once you hit the spin button, it'll like do kind of like a slot machine, like and then it'll pop out what you get, and then after you get it, it like shoots confetti on the fucking screen, right? But it's just the excitement of not knowing. And VeChain, right? When I went to VeChain, it wasn't that type of experience. It was, I just hit the mint button, but because we did it at because we did it 1 hour before public sale, so we got it for a cheaper price. Whitelist, we got it for 650 vet, and when they opened for public mint, it was priced at 800 vet, right? So when we went in on whitelist, excuse me, when we went in on the whitelist mint, we hit the mint button and we weren't able to see what NFT we got until public mint opened. And then when we went in our account, we saw what we got. And then I went and bought more on public mint, and I just hit the mint button, and like I didn't go searching for which one I wanted. I just hit the mint button and it just shot out whatever it shot out.
Cool. Well, I'll have a look at it. I'll have a look at it. I need to play on some, to be honest, because it's I know what it is, like on a basic level. I've never actually been on one. But yeah, if it's something people enjoy, then definitely it should be something we look at. Yeah. I know Will's listening. He's probably going through. If I know William, he's probably reading all the licensing rules and gambling and all sorts in London at the moment as we're talking. But yeah, it does sound like it doesn't constitute gambling if it's all the same price. But yeah, no. Cheers for the heads up. It's definitely something we're looking into. And you have mentioned it before, and I remember you mentioned it before because I remember the noise you made when you said about it last time. When there was that noise where it moves really fast. But yeah, I'll have a look at it. I might even see if I'm play around on some and see if there's a way we can change it or improve it. Good, we kind of enjoy doing stuff like that and see if we can come up with something even better. But yeah, I'll take a look. Cheers for the heads up too, God.
Yeah, for sure. Because and then that's another thing. Like the what I talked about, the whitelist experience, right? So on other blockchains, that opens the floor to the people early, and then it releases it to the public, at an hour or two later, whatever the early bird time slot is. So would Radical Exchange be doing that type of thing as well? Because yeah, I mean, that whitelist feature, it is very useful on other blockchains, and to be able to get it at a cheaper price and to be first in line ahead of public because you did get the whitelist. That's yeah.
Yeah, you see, with something like that, it would cause us to have more interaction in order to allow some sort of whitelisting. It's something I have to think about. See our trading features you wouldn't have seen. They do involve like auctioning and stuff like that. But to have certain whitelists as well, it's something I'd have to have a good think about, because it would mean we'd probably have to have more interaction than I'd like. Where I'm trying to have it as a sort of user interaction exchange, as opposed to we decide or control certain parts, or who's whitelisted and who's not, or who, the idea was to have it more user interaction. But yeah, it's not something we haven't got a whitelist on for any of our NFTs when we put them on our trading floor. Or on our trading side, they'll be there for people to competitively buy for. But no, I know Will's writing this down because he's texted me. But no, I'll take it on board.
Hey, Dan. Hey,
Yeah.
Dan, don't be scared to be great.
What's that? Sorry.
He said, "Don't be scared to be great."
Yeah. No. Yeah, it's just, I suppose what it is, we're trying to do things a bit differently. And I'm just trying to avoid having as much interaction with the exchange as possible when it's actually live, where, yeah, I wouldn't like it where we would personally pick people whitelisted, but could we make something that's automated for us? People who come in early, who'd ask for it first in a time way. Completely possible. It's completely possible. It's not something we have, but it is completely possible. But then again, yeah, we obviously doing stuff that
Yeah.
other NFT exchanges don't have, because we are targeting more the secondary market. And see what you're talking about. You're talking about the primary market, and that's where everyone, that's the one everyone aims for. No one's concentrating on the secondary market. Like the feature you spoke of with the randomizer. You're the first one to get the NFT. The whitelist, and you're the first one to get the NFT. Well, we
Mm-hmm.
focused on the secondary part. Where's that NFT go next, or how can you use it? And that's why I said earlier, I think ours won't be busy to start with, but then there'll be a transition, and people will come on for the sort of secondary market side. So.
Well, I mean, if that's your focus, then that's your focus. So I didn't. I mean, I guess, yeah. That I guess in a sense, kind of knew that. Well, not knew that, but it makes sense, right? If your focus isn't the primary market, then yeah, you don't need all that. But if you want to target the primary market, those are definitely features that would help. But yeah, I can see secondary, like going to buy OC's Lost Art NFT wherever he mints it at, right? And then taking it and being like, oh, okay, now let me go sell it on Radical X Exchange for Shiba NFT tokens or whatever, right? Like, so
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
think
gotta listen. I gotta listen back to what you said about how to sell. I know you went over it because unless new people are in here and want to hear it again, because that's definitely important for me to know and understand is the other tokens that can be used and how and when and what has to be done.
so. What I'm already thinking about now, because I have thought about the randomizer. We haven't implemented anything yet or put any designs forward, but I got it in the back pocket. But maybe I should think of a way of utilizing it with all the XRP issued tokens, and then let it be a decentralized way. And I think I've got an idea of something we could maybe do. And I know Will down there on Monday will be in the office, and we'll have a big brainstorm about it. But yeah, I'll tell you what, it's something I'm definitely going to have a think about, because we have focused on the secondary side. We haven't focused on the primary side. And the thing is as well, I don't like to, I wouldn't like to make something exactly the same as someone else. I'd like to do something different, because, I like Xmart with their randomizer. It would be very good of me if I went and copied the same one. But could I come up with maybe something different, maybe even something better? Potentially it's something I'll have a look at. But yeah, I suppose it is. It's because we focused on the secondary market so much. We haven't given much thought to the primary market, because the primary market's not where people struggle. When you get your first NFT, it's easy to sell on. Like you just said earlier, you got a VeChain one for 650, sold it for 800.
Well, no, I still haven't
I
sold
still
it,
got it.
but that automatically pushed the floor up, right? The whitelist people got it for cheaper, and then when it
Yeah,
went to public sale, the floor price was 800. So after it minted out, the floor price is 800 until it starts rising. So the whitelist people are already up. You know what I'm saying? In a sense,
yeah,
which makes being a part of that whitelist or allow list opportunity a bit more better, because say you don't even really like the NFT, but you were giving it away, you were giving away it, and it did make it public. That public sale is going to be 200 XRP, and here I give you a whitelist, you won it at a giveaway or whatever, and your whitelist is going to get you to buy it at is going to get you to be able to buy it at 100 XRP, 150 or 175 XRP. You getting it for lower, but once that it sells out completely, you could put it right back up for sale one, or whatever, while it's public minting. Maybe you got one that somebody wants, you could put it right back up for sale for their floor price at 200, right? So It's just, yeah, it's something to think about.
No, I'm definitely gonna have a good think about it. I know me and Will will be in the office talking about it on Monday. I'm wondering how quick I could do it as well. But yeah, no, it's good information. It is good information. If that's the kind of stuff people want to trade with, then why should we not implement something like that? Because
No, I mean, but you've brought something greater to the table. Like you said, you've built something, that somebody else hasn't, and that is the utility of being able to use any coin on the XRP ledger, including Ethereum, including Bitcoin, including USDT, without like having to go through hella shit. All you have to do is have your Zum wallet and have the trust line for those coins, for Two Cold Coin, for Ore Coin, for Memory Coin from Xbot, right? Or Expectar Coin, right? Like to be able to use any coin, that's a game changer in itself, for sure. So shout out to you.
I'd imagine the other exchanges would probably do something similar. I wouldn't be surprised if other NFT exchanges actually look at implementing the exact same thing, and which would be great. There's no way I'd be against it and be like, I'm the only one that's doing that. No, if they do that, hats off to them, because it's such a big move to do, because it benefits everyone. And as I said before, the key one for that is I just want to remind people who might use it later, if they use their token on there, we don't take an exchange fee for on the traditional side, on the traditional trade, and that was quite important, because I think it's going to help with a bit more adoption, especially with other projects going on. But I've taken on board everything you said about the randomizer and the whitelist, and that it's very interesting. Maybe we should focus a bit more on the primary market now, because we've got all our ideas ready for the secondary market. So yeah, and there's nothing wrong with trying to, I suppose, in a way, be competitive. I will look at the randomizer. I'll probably go on Xmart later. Or, if William isn't on it now, having a practice or having a spin, and see how it functions, and see if we can do something similar. Yeah.
Yep, cool. And then it doesn't even necessarily have like Combat Kanga, right? He's got his own marketplace. He uses a randomizer too. His is kind of like a shuffling card deck, right? Like I said, the V chain, it wasn't even an experience. It was just press the mint button and it just shot something out, right? So just that option there. So however you guys design it or whatever, right? Or if it's just a mint button that spits out a random thingy.
Yeah, I'll have a think on it. I'm going to try to see if I can come up with something different, because I do like having, I do like doing that. You could call it problem solving. It's not a problem, but I do like thinking of doing things differently, and so it'll give me something to do next week as well. After the Shiva stuff's done. But yeah, has anyone got anything they want to add to the randomizer, the whitelisting, or anything they want to talk about in reference to NFTs?
Yeah, anybody got any questions right now? Just go ahead, hit the request button, bring you on up, or type it in. Excuse me, or type it in the chat box right there. I know that usually we walk through how to do this, right? How to set it up, and use the platform. But if you guys are just now tapping in, I'm not gonna hook up my wallet to the site yet until the SSL lock is on, and he said he's waiting for it. They're lagging behind on it, so. And once I do, once that is live, I'll probably try to make a video of how to walk through it, and then I'll add it to this thread that's right on top of the jumbotron. That is also, pinned to the page, the XLS20 test dev page. So yeah.
I'll put a post out about it when it comes up. I'm not expecting it to go past tomorrow. Yeah, I'll just put a post up when it's up, and then if you wanna jump on, you can.
Okay, for sure. Sounds good. So does nobody else have any questions or anything for Dan, Radical X Exchange, or any of that? Nobody? Nothing? Somebody scream, oh no!
I do have one question. Dan, you sort of said that you just wanted to like, push away, sort of have the people take care of it. What's the time frame looking for that to happen? 2023, 2024?
Oh, what you mean for the NFT exchange? No, it could, well, it's going to depend when XLS 20 goes live. But given what we've got so far with some of the other builds, it could be this year where we'd have sort of the validating side and stuff. It wouldn't so much take years, and then decide. Adding other chains to the exchanges when it would actually change it. Would we add other blockchains on there, and it's something that we can do, and as I said before, the two developers who are actually building it, they're Solidity developers who've built NFT exchanges on Ethereum. But implementing like Ethereum is anything like that, and especially if you had smart contract capabilities, they're all over it. But for it to be sort of user base, where the users take control and validating stuff and that, I plan to do that quite quick. And if XLS 20 comes out over the next sort of 4 weeks, I'd say it's probably more likely it would be this year. It would be at that kind of stage, because everything we're doing actually interlocks with each other, in a way, which people probably haven't picked up on, because there's actually 3 platforms that we plan to launch over the next sort of year and a bit. And that the XDX token actually functions on all 3 of them in different ways. But then, like the NFT exchange functions for sales with the Avers, and the Avers coming on a platform later. And then we've got our analytical side that, given the delay of XLS 20, is probably going to cause a slight setback, maybe with the second one. But it is all in a way interlinked with each other. Which is quite interesting. So for us, the next few years will be very, very interesting. It's very, very exciting, actually. Really, really looking forward to what's coming. That's pretty much all I've got to say on it. I would say it would be this year if XLS 20 is out over the next sort of 4 weeks. I'd say definitely we get into a position where it's like that this year, because then what can happen is I can step away from it and focus on all the other stuff we're doing, and then let it be this sort of decentralized user exchange that we've got it planned to be. Did I rug out there? Can anyone hear me? Did I just say a load of stuff and it just completely cut me out?
No, I heard you.
Hello? Hey.
Did you?
I gave you a little applause.
Excuse me. Well, there we go. Yeah, so anybody else have any questions or anything for Dan Crypto Doe?
Hello?
Hello? Hey,
Hello.
Wesley. How you doing?
Hello. I'm all right. How are you?
I'm all right, mate.
Okay, mate. Do you think there could be a potential for like tokenizing all the stocks on this XRPL? And do you think Radical X is placed like to do that as well? I think because everything you're saying, that it sounds like it could handle that. You could even digitize, smells if you want, but you can make a digital representation of everything, and that's what we're going with NFTs. And perhaps that could become something. I don't know.
That's actually a really, really that's like a massive step. It probably sounds quite easy of us, talking about it, but to get to that level, because you're talking about certain types of regulation there, to get to that level, you'd have to. It would take a lot of work to sort of be that sort of trusted entity that would, do that specific topic. And I think that's what Solargenic. It was being spoken about earlier. That and Solargenic. Available but yeah, that's massive, right? That's a really big step to be that level. I wouldn't say we're at that kind of level. Do we have the capability if it was to be on an NFT side? Yeah, we do. Do we have the sort of regularity? What's the word I'm looking for? That sort of we'd have to be a lot bigger and we'd have to jump through a lot of hoops.
Well,
Like even
great.
now in the UK, I've got an accountant's firm. This is actually really interesting, guys. So I got an accountancy firm who do the crypto side for me on business, and they connected their software. This is the first time they've ever tried to connect to the Xrpl, so they can automatically work out sort of my tax and stuff. And with all the software they have, with all the cryptocurrency blockchains they use, they cannot find one that works with the Xrpl. And it's actually becoming a bit of a problem for them, because it means I've got to do it, and a problem for me because I've got to do it manually if not. But yeah, they just cannot find a way to connect to the Xrpl. And these accountants that I'm working with now, they have connections with the FCA. So we'll in the future be looking to be FCA approved, through their consultants that they know, and that's a regulatory hurdle in itself. And it's that, that's a tiny step in comparison to what you're suggesting, Wesley. But it's not an aim I've got to do some sort of tokenized stock through NFTs. Maybe saying like 5-10 years down the line, when everything's a bit more normal, and we're a bit more what's the word for? You say larger, if you like. Is it a possibility then? Yeah. But as of right now, it wouldn't be something we'd even target. It's crypto isn't even mainstream yet, let alone tokenizing stocks as NFTs. It would be a long way down the road, and there'd only be specific entities that would even qualify to do that. And I wouldn't say we're at that stage, if I'm honest with you, bud. But we have the capability, so the capability's there. But do we have the authority to do that? We don't, and that would be the tough part to get to that level.
About the authority side and the regulation side, like, I'm curious. Like, you're doing all this, what you're doing, and everyone's doing their own projects. But does that fall in line automatically with Xrpl Ledger regulation? Do they cover you with an umbrella of regulation security, if you like? I mean, you talk about layer 3, we're on layer 3, and security is the main issue here with everybody. And I'm sorry if I'm asking a question here that's already been answered. I've had bad connection tonight. But what about the security of it all? Can you talk to me about that, please?
Do you mean security of the network?
Wesley, do you?
In what aspect? Do you mean security of the network?
Security of the network, yes. I mean, I've been reading lots about quant, over ledger, things like this. But the security is always an issue. Like, it's like running. Like, I play a lot of PC games. It's like running an engine, or where you can run another game, an emulator, if you like. But I'm worried about the access to this from other people. There's a lot of hacking going on, things like this. How secure is it? And I'm just talking broadly here. Like, how secure is?
So, in my honest opinion, the Xrp Ledger, and this is my honest opinion, I believe it's probably the most secure network going at the moment in the entire crypto space. And it's quite funny that it's the only one that's under a heavy. It's not the only one, but it's under a heavy lawsuit at the moment from the SEC through Ripple. But the Xrp Ledger is very interesting for security. Where security lacks is where it's on like an exchange, where someone would have certain keys on an exchange, because you'd have sort of in and out routes for different chains as well and stuff like that. And that's where the insecurities come in, and that's why you see a lot of hacks usually from exchange. And more often than not, usually it's someone either from the inside, or it's someone who has some information from the inside, who's able to code maybe a way around it. But more often than not, it is exchanges. Now, through the XRPL, it's actually a decentralized exchange. So when you do a trade and you set up a trade, it's from one person to the other. There's no middleman on the DEX. So there's no one really to hack apart from you as a user, and you hold the keys to your wallet if you're like a Sun wallet user, or Sologenic if you have the Solo wallet. And unless you've given someone them keys, it's pretty much near enough impossible to get into. And the network itself is actually reasonably secure. To hack the network, you'd have to take over every single node around the world at the same time to manipulate transactions, and theoretically that's actually impossible. And I think even it's a lot of people say with quantum computing it could be possible, but I think even then you're talking the exact same time. You'd have to take over every node, and that's ones in satellites, in bunkers, and to take over one node is hard enough, but to take over them all, to actually hack the network, is near enough impossible. So yeah, I would say the Xrp Ledger is probably one of the most secure networks to be on. In fact, I would suggest it's probably quite dangerous at the moment to hold any assets on any exchanges. And if you can hold them on the Xrp Ledger in your own wallet, I'd probably suggest doing it, because a lot of exchanges are getting turned over at the moment in all kinds of different ways. In terms of on security on on the NFT exchanges, and I know for ours specifically, when most of the NFTs you hold when you connect to the exchange are still in your wallet. They're not actually on our exchange unless you put them on a trading feature. So if our exchange was to get hacked, it would mean depending on how many features are on use at the time, because when you put your NFT in to be on a trading feature, then it's on the exchange until it's moved off to the next user. So there'd be 5 NFTs to steal, maybe 6. Would they be worth anything of the size to actually do that kind of damage? Probably not. And that's one of the things we looked at when connecting the decentralized wallet, because initially we was going to have you have a wallet on the exchange, and it was like, well, hang on, with security, it's a lot better for people to just connect to their decentralized wallets. So that's where, and you'll see it especially when we're live, when you mint a load of NFTs, you'll see the NFTs you have on our exchange, but then when you pull your wallet off, they'll still be in your wallet. It's just that you can see what's in your wallet through our exchange and decide how you want to use them NFTs. So that even if we got hacked, there wouldn't be a lot to take. So security on that side as well, and that's mainly just because of the XRPL. That's not us sort of overthinking security. That's just because the network is quite secure in that way. It's sort of optionally to build on. If we'd built our own wallets, so if all the users here had their own wallets, which initially was the plan, because we were going to go cross-chain for later, which would mean you'd have to have your own wallet on the exchange. If that was the case, then it would be a lot more unsecure, and a lot more could be taken. But because you connected decentralized wallets, all your assets are safe. Even if you was connected to our exchange and the exchange got hacked, none of your assets can be taken. And that's just because of the Xrp Ledger itself. So yeah, the Xrp Ledger, in my opinion, is probably the most secure blockchain in the world, if I'm honest with you. I don't think there's any more that are any more secure, but the weak points on other blockchains are the exchanges, and that is evidential that you can see in the news, because it's always exchanges that get hacked, and it's because they have the weaknesses. Did that make sense, Wesley?
Yeah, it makes sense, mate. Thank you very much. I was just remembering, Sol got hacked a couple of days ago. Sorry, his network was down. I apologise. His network was down. But thank you anyway for your answer. Thank you very much, mate.
You're welcome, Wesley. You're welcome, bud.
Yeah, that's what's up. Shit, that's a lot. Dan and DP Monks Finance got a lot going on. So is anybody else again got any more questions for Dan or Radical X Exchange? Because if not, Dan, you got anything more to share? Because if not, I think we head on out of here and maybe revisit the mint raid, right? When the site lock comes on. So maybe in about 2 weeks or so, and then we could actually set a date and time and get it out a little bit more, right? Spread the word for a couple days, and then hopefully I can link up with OC and we can figure out how for me to be able to do the Twitter space call as well as be live on YouTube at the same time, sharing my screen and going through it like that for anybody who may need because there's audio learners, there's visual learners, and then there's people who like to just read and learn that way. So if you're down for that, you feel me?
No, Joe, it's good. It's good that you bring that up actually, because it is true. People do learn in different ways, and it's good you're going out your way to actually to sort of visually display to help educate. So yeah, hats off to you, because not many people do recognise that there are many different ways to learning. So yeah, well done for bringing that up and actually going for a new way of doing it. But yeah, I think I've spoken enough. I always talk too much. Always talk too much rubbish. I do. But no, thanks for having me on, and thanks for everyone who come on listening as well. It's appreciated. If anyone has any questions on the exchange, feel free to get in touch with me. On any of my social handles. I'm more than happy to help. When I'm not, I am generally quite a busy guy. So if I say I'll get back to you, I generally do. But yeah, if anyone struggles getting on, just get in touch with me. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for everyone for coming on and listening.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Dan, for coming and letting us know about Radical X Exchange and everything you guys got going on. That utility in itself, being able to be able to use any coin on the XRP ledger to buy and sell NFTs with, no matter what project you're holding, right? You could buy a different project's NFT with it. That's dope. Along with the Ethereum, the Bitcoin, the USD, all through our Zum wallet. Anything in our Zum wallet to be able to utilize on your exchange, that's definitely a game changer for real. So shout out to you, congrats to you, and yeah, most definitely. So if you guys don't know, like we were said, Radical X Exchange is open to the public to practice test minting. You do need a test dev wallet. Me personally, I'm not gonna log on or connect to it until the next 24 hours or so. They are having issues on the hosting end. It has not put the SSL up, which is the lock on the website, right, for security. That's not Radical X's or Dan's fault. He has sent me the proof that it is bought and ready to go. It's just the hosting service is taking a while to put it on there. So until that issue is resolved, I'm personally not going to go on there. But once it is resolved, he's going to make a tweet out, and I highly suggest that and encourage you guys and me to get on there and test the platforms, right? Give him feedback, give them feedback, let them know what you don't like, let them know what you do like, let them know what glitches you run into when you're using it, minting, buying, or selling on the platform. This is what it's about, right? If we want to have good functioning XLS20 marketplaces, these marketplaces need beta testers, right? So it costs you nothing. You could take a picture of your foot if you don't know how to mint and fucking mint your foot picture or whatever, right? Or you don't even have to mint nothing. You could go buy anything that's put on the platform, and then once you buy it, you can try to flip it and put it up for sale. That way you can know how to use these exchanges. Because when XLS20 goes live, are you going to come with 50 million questions then? You don't think that these marketplaces are going to be extremely busier once it gets live? Because there's going to be a lot of questions to get at them. So it may take a bit longer for responses, when right now we have the ability, right, to where they are busy, but they want to fix glitches and want the feedback and hear suggestions so that they can implement all this stuff before XLS20 goes live to make it a user-friendly platform for the community. So it is highly encouraged to take a look at the tweet up top on the Jumbotron. You have NFT Master.com, you have Xmart, you have On-Chain Whales, and now you have Radical X Exchange. All four are open marketplaces on the XRP Ledger for you to practice buying, minting, and selling on there right now. You need a test dev wallet, so make sure you guys go do that. So again, thank y'all for pulling up on this Friday afternoon. chilling with us and learning about the Radical X Exchange and what they're bringing to the XRPL community and what to look forward to. We will be back at a future date with Radical X Exchange, hopefully, right? And we will mint raid together, right, if need be. That way we can help anybody walk through, and hopefully we get more people in here. So until then, you guys, we are up out of here. If you are going to remain in the crypto streets, remember to be safe, never trust, and always verify. All right, y'all. Too Cold and Radical X Exchange and Dan Crypto and Jakes and OC. We are all up out of here. So thank y'all again, y'all. I'll catch y'all tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Eastern for sure for the scheduled XRPL pool party. But you might see me in the crypto streets before then, roaming around, listening in on space calls. All right, you guys. Have a good Friday and be safe out there in your real life as well, right? Make sure, however you're moving, be safe. All right. We out.